Over 65? 4. Nuts you must eat, and 4 you should never touch. It might come as a startling revelation, but the frequent consumption of certain nuts can significantly elevate your risk of developing cardiovascular disease, with figures suggesting an increase of as much as 48%, particularly for individuals in their senior years. This alarming statistic is not arbitrary. It's grounded in rigorous research published in the esteemed Journal of the American College of Cardiology, a study that spanned several years. The truly terrifying aspect is that some of the most commonly found nuts, often residing in our kitchen cabinets, can insidiously contribute to elevated blood pressure, foster inflammation, obstruct arteries, and even accelerate cognitive decline. Yet a multitude of seniors continue to consume them, believing them to be a healthy dietary choice. There is one particular nut, the identity of which will be unveiled shortly, that has been linked to dangerously high concentrations of a poisonous substance. Regular ingestion of this substance can inflict damage upon the liver, kidneys, and cognitive functions. It's highly probable that you already have this very nut lurking in your snack jar. The same one often lauded by proponents of low-carbohydrate diets as beneficial. However, it may be silently causing irreparable harm to aging bodies. But fear not, as this video is here to guide you comprehensively. We will present an in-depth exploration of nut consumption, detailing which varieties are safest, most conducive to heart health, and most beneficial for brain function, alongside those that should be entirely avoided. Be sure to read to the very end, as we will expose a hidden danger associated with the #1 most perilous nut, a truth that very few people discuss and which could be causing substantial, unnoticed harm to your well-being. We encourage you to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more valuable content. Before we delve into the specifics, please share in the comments section where you are watching from. Without further ado, let us explore the 4 types of nuts that seniors should be actively incorporating into their diets. Fourth, the bone-strengthening powerhouse. Almonds. One of the most beneficial foods for an aging body is undoubtedly the almond. This is largely attributable to their rich content of calcium and vitamin E, both of which play a crucial role in maintaining bone strength. As we age, fractures become more likely to result in serious complications due to the natural porosity and brittleness of our bones. The rate of bone loss naturally accelerates after the age of 65, but a daily intake of just a quarter cup of almonds can help mitigate this process by providing approximately 97 millimolar of calcium. Beyond calcium, almonds are an excellent source of magnesium, a mineral often deficient in many elderly individuals. This is where almonds truly shine. Magnesium acts as a vital transporter, preventing calcium from accumulating in and damaging arteries, and instead directing it towards its intended destination, our bones. The beneficial monounsaturated fats present in almonds also contribute significantly to heart health by helping to lower levels of LDL, the bad cholesterol, which is particularly critical as the risk of cardiovascular disease escalates with age. My recommendation for seniors is a daily serving of 15 to 20 almonds, ideally consumed raw or dry roasted without added salt. Almonds also serve as a potent weapon against constipation, a common affliction affecting roughly 40% of the elderly population, thanks to their high fiber content, providing approximately 3.5 grams per serving. Furthermore, research conducted by scientists at Tufts University has demonstrated that almonds can actively prevent the oxidative damage that many seniors worry about concerning their brain cells as they grow older. To maximize these benefits, opt for almonds that still have their skins on, as these contain flavonoids which, when combined with vitamin E, render the almonds twice as effective as antioxidants. A crucial word of caution, however, almonds can present a choking hazard for elderly individuals who experience difficulties with swallowing, so ensuring they are chewed thoroughly before ingestion is paramount. Third, walnuts, the nut that improves cognitive function. Walnuts, with their striking resemblance to the very organ they nourish, the brain, stand out as one of the premier brain foods for seniors. These remarkable nuts are the richest source of the plant-based omega-3 fatty acid, alpha-linolenic acid, when compared to any other popular nut. This is profoundly significant for the aging brain, as omega-3s are instrumental in neurotransmission and help maintain the integrity of brain cell membranes. A new study published in the Journal of Nutrition reported significant improvements in cognitive processing speed and mental flexibility among seniors who consumed just 1.5 ounces of walnuts daily for 8 weeks. The distinctive polyphenolic compounds found in walnuts possess the potential to impede the development of neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's and dementia. They achieve this by crossing the blood-brain barrier and directly combating inflammation within neural tissues. What many are unaware of is that walnuts also contain melatonin, a hormone whose levels typically decline with age, often leading to sleep disturbances for many seniors. Some individuals find that consuming a handful of walnuts before bedtime can promote a more restful night's sleep. The synergistic combination of arginine, an amino acid that enhances blood vessel function, and polyphenols, which reduce oxidative stress, also renders walnuts exceptionally beneficial for cardiovascular health. In fact, walnuts can amplify the effects of blood pressure medication by helping seniors maintain flexible arteries. For optimal benefits, store walnuts in the refrigerator to preserve their delicate oils from rancidity and aim to consume 7 to 9 walnut halves each day. As a bonus, you can keep your fine motor skills sharp by cracking them open yourself whenever the opportunity arises. Don't be deterred by the naturally protective, slightly bitter flavor of walnuts. This bitterness is actually an indicator of their potent antioxidant properties. Secondly, pistachios, a great way to control blood pressure. When it comes to the health benefits of nuts for seniors, pistachios might just be the most underrated nut, especially for their role in regulating blood pressure. Pistachios are uniquely positioned due to their low inherent salt content and high potassium levels, offering around 285 mg per serving, making them an exceptionally healthy snack choice. This mineral balance is particularly vital for the elderly, as it aids in preventing the kidneys from retaining excess salt. As we age, this balance can become disrupted, and pistachios can help counteract this. Their potassium content can effectively lower systolic blood pressure by 3 to 5 points, mirroring the effect of some prescription medications but without the accompanying negative side effects. Furthermore, the lutein and zeaxanthin present in pistachios deserve special mention. These potent carotenoids offer protection against age-related macular degeneration, which is the leading cause of vision loss in individuals over the age of 60. By concentrating in the macula of the eye, these compounds help safeguard vision. Seniors can also relish the delightful crunch of pistachios without the worry of potential damage to their teeth and gums, which can be a concern with harder nuts. Beyond their visual appeal and nutritional benefits, the antioxidants responsible for their distinctive green and purple hues play a role in neutralizing free radicals that accelerate the aging process throughout the body. Pistachios are particularly advantageous for elders due to their practicality in preventing overeating. The very act of shelling them naturally slows down consumption, fostering a mindful eating experience that can be both calming and stimulating for cognitive function. The International Journal of Obesity reported that the readily apparent empty shells serve as a visual cue, helping seniors better manage their intake. For those suffering from arthritis in their hands, the benefit of enjoying pistachios can still be realized by seeking out varieties that are already half-shelled. Aim for approximately 49 unsalted or lightly salted pistachios per day, roughly 1 ounce. For the 25% of Americans over 65 who are diagnosed with diabetes or prediabetes, the 3 grams of fiber per ounce found in pistachios is incredibly beneficial for regulating blood sugar levels. First place, Brazil nuts, a remedy for thyroid issues. We have ranked Brazil nuts in first place due to their significant contribution to thyroid function, an aspect of aging well that is often overlooked but critically important. With 96 micrograms, or a remarkable 137% of your daily requirement, in just a single nut, these extraordinary nuts are the richest known dietary source of selenium. This is particularly significant because thyroid diseases are frequently left untreated, with their symptoms often being mistaken for the natural process of aging. Up to 20% of individuals over the age of 65 are affected by thyroid disorders, making the selenium content of Brazil nuts incredibly vital. Selenium is essential for the activation of thyroid hormone, which in turn plays a crucial role in energy production, metabolism, and mood regulation. Beyond their thyroid-supporting capabilities, The unique fatty acids found in Brazil nuts are instrumental in preserving myelin, the protective sheath surrounding nerve cells that tends to degrade with age. This maintenance of myelin can help seniors retain their reflexes, reaction times, and cognitive processing speeds. The selenium present in Brazil nuts is organically bonded, making it more bioavailable and easier for the body to utilize, compared to synthetic selenium supplements. Brazil nuts are so potent that only a small quantity is needed to experience their benefits, and their rich, creamy texture makes even a modest serving enjoyable. In fact, I advise seniors to consume no more than 1 or 2 Brazil nuts per day, given the potential for adverse effects from an overabundance of selenium. When purchasing Brazil nuts, opt for those still in their shells, as this natural packaging helps to preserve their nutrients for longer. Due to their high fat content, it's advisable to store them in the refrigerator to prevent rancidity. Furthermore, Brazil nuts possess a combination of fiber and natural oils that aid in maintaining intestinal regularity, offering an added advantage for seniors who struggle with constipation. Many elderly individuals opt for less nutritious snacks, but these nuts serve as an excellent, flavorful alternative, boasting a naturally sweet and buttery taste. Astonishingly, emerging research suggests that certain antioxidants found in Brazil nuts may even help slow the natural shortening of telomeres, the protective caps on our chromosomes that typically shrink with age, thereby influencing cellular aging. If you are 65 or older, these nuts are an absolute must-have. Nuts that some seniors may wish to avoid or eat with caution. Inflammatory trigger number 4, peanuts. Despite their widespread popularity, peanuts pose significant problems for many elderly individuals due to the inherent risks they present. To begin with, it's important to understand that peanuts are not true nuts at all. They are legumes that grow underground. This characteristic makes them particularly susceptible to mold and aflatoxins, which are mycotoxins naturally produced by certain molds. Frequent consumption of aflatoxins can harm the liver and increase the risk of cancer. As we age, our body's natural detoxification mechanisms inevitably become less efficient, magnifying this risk. Even more concerning for the elderly is the presence of proteins in peanuts that can trigger inflammatory responses in many individuals, even in the absence of a true allergy. Aging individuals are already at a higher risk for joint discomfort, cardiovascular stress, and cognitive decline, and this low-grade inflammation can exacerbate all three. Most Americans already consume an excessive amount of omega-6 fatty acids relative to anti-inflammatory omega-3s, and the high omega-6 content of peanuts only compounds this imbalance. A critical and often overlooked danger is the potentially fatal interaction between peanuts and blood thinners like warfarin due to the vitamin K content in peanuts. Many doctors fail to warn their elderly patients about this risk. Commercial peanut butters further compound these issues with the addition of hydrogenated oils, excess sodium, and sugars, placing an additional burden on aging cardiovascular systems. For the 63% of American seniors already suffering from hypertension, the potential for increased blood pressure from even natural peanut butter without added salt is a serious concern. Another issue arises from the tendency of peanuts to go rancid and produce dangerous free radicals if not stored properly. The common practice of dry roasting peanuts for commercial use also generates acrylamide, a chemical with potential cognitive degrading effects, which is especially worrying for individuals already concerned about memory loss. Even if you've been consuming peanuts without noticeable side effects, switching to one of our recommended nuts, even for just 3 days a week, can provide essential nutrients while reducing your exposure to these harmful substances. Third, cashews. The sugar increase that's not immediately apparent. Due to their remarkably high carbohydrate content and glycemic impact, cashews pose a unique risk to seniors. They contain significantly less fiber and protective compounds and substantially more carbohydrates, approximately 9 grams per ounce, compared to true tree nuts. Considering that around 25% of individuals over 65 have diabetes and an additional 48% have prediabetes, the blood sugar spike induced by cashews can be detrimental. This is particularly concerning because cashews are often perceived as a health food, leading many seniors to consume them in excess without considering their potential impact on blood sugar levels. The smooth and curved shape of cashews also presents a choking hazard that should not be overlooked, especially for individuals with swallowing difficulties. They are among the nuts most frequently aspirated by seniors. Nutritionally, cashews are not ideal due to their high oxalate content. Oxalates are compounds that can bind to calcium in the gut, hindering calcium absorption. This is a significant issue for elderly individuals who are already at increased risk of osteoporosis. For those already prone to kidney stones, the risk escalates dramatically after the age of 60 due to these same oxalates. An additional unseen problem lies in cashew processing. Cashews undergo extensive processing to remove urushiol, a poisonous chemical also found in poison ivy, which can diminish their nutritional value significantly. Many store-bought varieties are also oil-roasted and excessively salted, adding harmful fats and sodium that can worsen blood pressure and heart strain. Cashews contain enzyme inhibitors which can interfere with protein digestion. This is particularly problematic for seniors who frequently struggle with digestive issues and protein absorption, as it is. A potential contributor to weight gain during a life stage when maintaining a healthy weight becomes increasingly challenging is the creamy texture of cashews, which makes them easy to overconsume. For a healthier snack that poses fewer threats to aging bodies while offering superior nutritional characteristics, consider substituting walnuts or almonds for cashews on a regular basis. 2. Macadamia nuts. High calorie density. Poses a significant health risk. Despite their exquisite flavor, macadamia nuts pose a significant health risk to the elderly due to their extraordinarily high calorie density. They are the most calorically dense nut available, packing approximately 200 calories per ounce. This adds another layer of difficulty to weight management, an already challenging task given the inevitable decline in metabolic rates with age. Their exceptionally high fat content, around 22 grams per ounce, further exacerbates the gallbladder's diminished efficiency. This can trigger painful episodes in the 15% of seniors who have asymptomatic gallstones, episodes that might otherwise go unnoticed. Beyond the calories they carry, macadamia nuts are among the nuts with the highest saturated fat content, about 3 grams per ounce, which can elevate LDL cholesterol levels, a concern for many elderly individuals. Due to their density and hardness, they also present a serious threat to the oral health of seniors who have crowns, bridges, or weakened teeth. This is particularly problematic for those over the age of 65 when enamel weakens due to wear and diminished calcium absorption. Practically speaking, macadamia nuts are among the most expensive nuts, which can lead seniors on a tight budget to opt for cheaper varieties that are more likely to be rancid or improperly stored, exposing them to more dangerous oxidized lipids. The nutritional profile of commercially available macadamia nuts is already questionable, and the addition of sodium and damaged lipids through oil roasting and excessive salting further compromises their health benefits. Their rich, buttery flavor can lead to overeating, especially for older individuals who may have less refined palates and gravitate towards bolder tastes. It is concerning that many seniors consume macadamia nuts believing they are contributing to heart health, yet research on the benefits of nuts for heart health has largely overlooked or downplayed the role of high-fat nuts, like macadamia. Pistachios, in contrast, offer a substantially higher nutritional profile that is particularly suited to aging bodies. So if you've been enjoying macadamia nuts regularly, you might consider making the switch. The first nuts from the pine tree: pine nuts, a known medication disruptor. Pine nuts are among the most troublesome nuts for the elderly for a number of reasons that are particularly acute for this demographic. Their chemical compounds are known to interact with over 60% of the prescriptions commonly given to seniors, meaning they can diminish the effectiveness of these medications or introduce harmful side effects. While many prescription drugs are known to interact with each other, this is especially true for statins, some antidepressants and blood pressure medications frequently prescribed to individuals over 65. The fact that most doctors and pharmacists never inform their patients about the risk of food and drug interactions is a significant red flag. The most concerning issue, however, is pine nut sickness, which causes pine nuts to impart a bitter metallic flavor that can linger for weeks after consumption. While this might seem minor, it can have a devastating impact on older adults due to the established link between taste alterations and decreased appetite and nutritional status. Research indicates that as many as 42% of those affected experience a substantial reduction in body weight. This syndrome appears to be more prevalent in the elderly, potentially due to age-related changes in taste receptors and detoxification pathways. Pine. Nuts contain a high proportion of polyunsaturated fats, which can readily oxidize and generate inflammatory compounds, a concern for elderly individuals already managing inflammatory conditions like arthritis. Their small size and slick texture also pose an aspiration risk, particularly worrisome for older persons with swallowing difficulties, or those taking medications that cause dry mouth, a condition affecting over 70% of seniors who are on multiple prescriptions. Compounding matters. The enzyme inhibitors present in pine nuts can hinder protein digestion at a time when the body's ability to absorb proteins naturally decreases with age. Pine nuts are also a calorie-dense food, and due to their high oil content, they can contribute to weight management issues prevalent after 65, even when consumed as part of pesto, their most common culinary application. Concerningly, emerging research suggests that chemicals in certain types of pine nuts may even accelerate age-related macular degeneration, the primary cause of vision loss in the elderly. Therefore, it is advisable to steer clear of these 4 problematic nuts. The dietary choices we make regarding which nuts to consume and which to avoid can profoundly impact a person's health, vitality, and cognitive function in their later years. Last but not least, remember that consistent application of minor adjustments yields significant outcomes in the long run. It is now time for your voice to be heard. Is there any evidence that dietary changes, such as the inclusion or exclusion of particular nuts, have had an impact on your health? Please share which nut has had the most significant influence on your life. Post your thoughts and personal stories in the comment section below. Your input is highly valued.